Southeast Michigan Podcast. What up? What it do? How we doing? It is the week of July 7th. It's actually July 10th right now. Was trying to go live, not live, but try to record the episode a couple days ago and drop this actually either this morning or yesterday, but life gets in the way. But we're back. We are chipping away at our Big Ten season preview. We've done 4 teams so far. We've done Purdue, UCLA. Last week we did Nebraska and USC. And on today's slate is Illinois and Minnesota. The Southeast, I can't talk right now. The Southeast Michigan Podcast is free and available wherever you choose to consume. And of course, we're up on YouTube, so you can click the bell, get notifications from there, subscribe. And if you guys are so kind to rate the show 5 stars, it goes a long way. And I really do appreciate the support. We have just eclipsed over a year in the making. I think about last month we hit our anniversary. And with that, if you listen to the last 2 episodes, I've been hitting at a giveaway. And if you've been on the Facebook page or the Twitter lately, you see what that giveaway is. I'm giving away 2 autographed jerseys. One, a J.J. McCarthy jersey, and the other one, a Blake Corum jersey. Both are certified by Beckett's with the certificate of authenticity. And you have from now till August 25th to enter to win absolutely for free. All you got to do is follow the show on Twitter /X. Then go on to the YouTube channel. Doesn't matter which episode video pops up. Click on it, comment your Twitter handle down there in the in that comment section, and you're entered. 1 entry per person, and like I said, you have up till now to August 25th to do it. And so we have a handful of people already entered, so why not give your shot a chance to win a free autographed jersey from 2 of the best Michigan Wolverines of all time. And so yeah, real quickly before we get into the nitty gritty of the episode, if you are watching right now, you can see right here, this is the J.J. McCarthy one right here. Okay. And here is the Blake Corum. So boom. So token of my gratitude. We'll find a home for those 2 really nice looking jerseys. All right. Now let's get into the nitty gritty of the episode, which is our preview. What was I going to say? I thought about doing an episode later this week, more of our, typical Michigan podcast stuff. Of course, you got the NCAA game coming out next week, and if you pre-order for early access, I believe you get it on June 15th at 4 Eastern. And I know the servers are probably going to be absurdly, could possibly be slow, could be something wrong with it. That's how it usually goes with fantasy football. Usually week 1, the apps don't work because everyone's on it, and this is probably going to be breaking records for the most copies ever sold, maybe. But yeah, that's next week, and then we had a lot of Michigan recruiting updates, but maybe later this week we'll pop another episode out and chit chat about that. But I think the last deep dive update that EA Sports is doing is the Road to Glory version, and rather maybe just wait till that comes out till make another episode regarding that to comment on. Okay, let's get into the Fighting Illini. So again, I want to say we're 8 Saturdays out now from Michigan kickoff, and like I said, we have already done 4 teams. About to do 6 here after this concludes. All right, Fighting Illini. 2023, they went 5-7, 3-6 in the Big Ten, and of course, real quick, again, if you are new to the show, how we roll. We look at off-season headlines, fun facts, Jingo Jango, and then we get right into key losses, key additions, and then game-by-game schedule breakdown. And for what it's worth, in each one we'll make comments on, or I'll make comments on, and and give you my analysis. So here we go. So the Fighting Illini 5-7, 3-6 in the conference. The Fighting Illini has not won more than 8 games since 2007. That was 9 under Ron Zook and Juice Williams at the helm behind center, and they haven't won double-digit games since 2001 when they went 10-2 under Rod Turner. Illini lost a lot of skilled position guys to the NFL or transfer. Defense will be the biggest question mark, and a lot will ride on the shoulders of quarterback Luke Altmaier. October 19th, the Fighting Illini will be hosting Michigan for the rededication of Memorial Stadium in honor of the time Illinois legend Red Grange scored 6 touchdowns to take down the undefeated Wolverines back on October 18th, 1924. And again, your boy here will be in attendance for that game. Me and the fellows are driving to Champaign to watch this game. Got some good seats. We're on the 35 Michigan sideline side. It's gonna be a good time. All right. Key losses for the Illini. Running back Reggie Love III transfers to Purdue. Defensive back Tavion Nicholson transfers to Louisville. Defensive lineman Jerzon Newton, second round to the Washington Commanders. Wide receiver Isaiah Williams, UDFA to the Detroit Lions, takes 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns with him. Tight end Tip Riemann goes third round to the Arizona Cardinals. Offensive lineman Isaiah Williams also went third round to the Arizona Cardinals. Key additions: wide receiver Zachary Franklin from Ole Miss. However, Franklin spent 4 seasons at UTEP prior and did his most work there. At UTEP, Franklin collected 3,348 yards and 262 receptions and 37 touchdowns. So on paper, still looks sexy. Defensive back Torrey Cox Jr. from Ohio. In 3 seasons for the Bobcats, he tallied 91 tackles, 4 interceptions, 8 pass breakups, and 3 forced fumbles. Defensive back Terrence Brooks transfers in from Texas. In 2 seasons, Brooks has 3 interceptions, all from last season, 9 pass breakups, and 29 total tackles. Offensive lineman J.C. Davis transfers from New Mexico. Davis scored an 87.1 passing blocking PFF grade last season, which was good enough to be in the top 20 at his position. Now, let's get into the 2024 Illini schedule. Over under 5.5 wins via FanDuel. They start out, I'm assuming, hold on for a sec. Before I even get too far, I don't even have the damn schedule even popped up on the screen. My bad. It is, but I'm rusty, apparently. I'm rusty. Give me a second. I'm way out of my league right now. There we go. Schedule. And let's pop this bad boy up. All right, now you can see it, right? Yeah, that's better. That's better. All right, let me take me off the screen, and you can get a better view of that. So right there on August 29th, actually a Thursday, they are hosting Eastern Illinois. Let's give the dub there to the home team. Then they host Kansas. Now, the Jayhawks, who I've been kind of bullish on the last couple of years, they bring back 30 seniors according to Athlon Sports, one of which is quarterback Jalen Daniels. Even with their former OC leaving for Penn State, this Jayhawks team could be a tough out for anyone if Daniel stays healthy. He got banged up, I want to say the last 2 years, but I know for sure last year, and so my mind is escaping me. This could have been in 2022. I just remember very recent where when they hosted College Game Day. God, it's embarrassing. I can't remember this, but you know what I'm talking about, right? They hosted College Game Day. There was a lot of hype. I think they were 5-0, 6-0, and then things kind of started to deteriorate because of Jalen Daniels' health. But this is in week 2, and if he stays off the ground in week 1, whoever they play, this is going to be a tough game for Illinois. I got them losing here at home to Kansas. Next, they host Central Michigan. We'll give them a W there. That's homecoming. Then they go on the road at Nebraska. Of course, we did Nebraska's breakdown last week. in Lincoln at night. It's a night game. Have a seat. It's going to go to the Cornhuskers, and I would assume. I think I got Nebraska at 3-0 at this point. So you know, especially then, it's going to be a rocking stadium. Memorial Stadium is going to be out of its mind, and Illini is going to fall short. Then they go on the road to Penn State. I accidentally opened up my Outlook email. Hold on, Jesus, I am just so off my game right now. So, anyways, they go to Penn State. This isn't going to be the night game right now. It's looking like 2:30, 3 p.m. or 6:30. So actually, and it's 6:30 Central Time. So won't be a true night game. But either way, this is going to be a tough one, and it's going to be a loss for Illinois. So that ain't happening. Then they come back home for Purdue. W. They then host Michigan to follow. Of course, that's going to be a loss. So we have back-to-back losses on the road. We have a win versus the Boilermakers, then a loss to Michigan. Sorry, but the Memorial Stadium rededication game is going to be a fat L, capital L. Then they go on the road to Oregon. The Big Ten did the Illinois no favors this year. It's very top loaded, top heavy. It's pretty gross. So they're going to lose in Eugene. That it looks like they're flexing that. It could be in either afternoon or early evening. Then it's Dad's Day at Memorial Stadium for the Illinois Fighting Illini. They come back from Minnesota. I'm going to give Minnesota the win. I think Illinois is going to lose this. The Golden Gophers is a team we're hitting, of course, later in this episode. With some promise on offensive line and a new transfer quarterback, I think they will improve as a talent perspective. And a one on the road here for PJ Fleck. Then Illinois brings in the Spartans. That's going to be an L. This one is tough for me. A lot is riding on Aiden Childs, his shoulders, that is. If the Spartans want to return to the D'Antonio days, they're going to need Childs to really step up and transcend forward. This can honestly be a toss-up, maybe, but I believe in Jonathan Smith for now. I'm not like they're going to blow the doors off right away, but I believe that he's a really good coach. It's going to take some time. But here, I think Michigan State can get the W. So Illinois is losing. Then Illinois is what is it? On the road for the last two games, technically. And what I mean that technically is first they are on the road in Piscataway at Rutgers. That's an L. And they have another quote-unquote road game that's at Wrigley Field versus Northwestern. This is not going to be the only Wrigley Field game either for a Big Ten team. So I have them beating Northwestern here. And outside of 2021 and 2022, Northwestern has had this kind of on lock, winning 7 of the last 10. But I think Illinois wins this in probably a boring, low-scoring game. And it's kind of hard to call right now in June, July, because I started writing the notes for this back in June. This is July 10th now. I'm going to say like 16-13. Low-scoring, boring game. Kind of like how, was it Northwestern versus Nebraska in Ireland a couple years ago? Was it those two teams? I think it was like Nebraska though for sure in Ireland, and it didn't end up pretty. But right here between these two teams, on the under for sure. So looking at this schedule real quick again, they are winning against Eastern Illinois, Central Michigan, Purdue, and Northwestern. I got them going 4-8 and 2-7 in the conference. So if I was a betting man here, I'd be putting the under on their win total 5.5. Now, last year again, I can toot my horn. I did pretty well and was really accurate with my previews and records and stuff like that for 2023. And what I missed on was I was a little too bullish on Wisconsin. and I underestimated Northwestern. I think we all did. Other than that, it was pretty on the mark. So maybe Northwestern proves me wrong again, but their schedule is absolutely horrendous, and it doesn't look well for them. So I don't think they go to a bowl game, and they're going to be 4-8. All right, when we come back, we will get to the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Don't go nowhere. Sports betting has rapidly risen in popularity, and I want to connect you all with an opportunity to get started or get ahead. Having multiple sportsbook accounts is the most simple way to maximize your profits, and there has never been a better time to sign up. When you visit my page, signupexpert.com/southeast, you'll be connected to all the sportsbooks in your region, along with a review of each platform and its unique benefits. All of these sportsbooks have valuable sign-up offers for new users, and when you register through my link, you automatically receive the top offer at each one. When you use multiple sportsbooks, you ensure that you can always access the best available odds, which is key to successful sports betting. If you want to take advantage of these benefits and support our brand, please consider signing up for your next sportsbook at signupexpert.com/southeast. Alrighty, we're back for the other half of the show. Let's get into the Minnesota Golden Gophers, huh? Let's see here. Where are we at? Alrighty. Give me a second here, real quick. I'm way off my game. I prematurely got the schedule up there. Good riddance, right? I'm just all over the place. No, I don't want to restart my computer. Get off me. All right. Minnesota Golden Gophers. 2023 went 6-7, 3-6 in the conference. After back-to-back 9-win seasons, the Gophers dropped below 500. Offensive line returns 4 of the 5 starters. Good news. New quarterback and changes in the coaching staff. Key losses. I was kind of brief there on their offseason headlines and stuff. Key losses. Defensive back Tyler Nubin, who compiled over 200 tackles and 13 picks in his career as a Gopher, went second round to the New York Giants. I'm sorry. Quarterback Ethan Kaliakmanis transfers to Rutgers. Interesting move. Defensive coordinator Joe Rossi moves to Michigan State for their DC spot. Gophers scoring defense elevated to 70th in the country in 2023 after being top 6 in 2021 and 2022. Defensive lineman Kyler Baugh graduates. Running back Zach Evans transfers to North Texas. Key additions. Quarterback Max Brosmer comes in from New Hampshire. As a junior, he threw for 3,157 yards and 27 touchdowns with 8 interceptions. As a senior, he threw 3,464 yards and 29 touchdowns. So, I mean, sounds good. You know, FCS moving up to FBS not always translates in a positive way. So we'll see. Ethan Kalagmanis had a big problem with turning the ball over, and you know, sure he's a nice kid, but he's just not that great. And so I guess this could potentially be a home run, a nice hidden gem here for PJ Fleck, or this could flop on its ass, and you know they're just right back to where they were at. The good news is he's got an offensive line. Edge Jackson Howard transfers to LSU, or from LSU, excuse me, a former 4-star defensive end who had 60 offers out of high school from the state of Minnesota originally. So he's back in his hometown, or home state, that is. Running back Marcus Major transfers from Oklahoma. Longtime backup. Most carries he had in the season was 78, which was last year, going into his 6th-year eligibility. So those 3 guys, are going to be heavily relied on, especially Brosmer. Now we can get into the schedule. I think I did this last week too, but it's not. It wasn't big of a blunder. All right, let me get my ugly face off the screen, and we'll get into the Minnesota schedule here. All right, you can see that. We are starting on a Thursday as well. Night game, August 29th, in Mini, hosting the North Carolina Tar Heels. At home for a primetime game on Fox, North Carolina has a defense that needs support from, but the Tar Heels bring back a Doak Walker finalist at Omarion Hampton. Both teams ushering a new quarterback, but I'm going to lean the Tar Heels on this one. Mac Brown's Tar Heels. Talent will prevail with a slight lean. So the Golden Gophers are coming out of the break here at 0-1. They stay home for Rhode Island on September 7th. Give me the dub here. Did I say 5.5 wins on FanDuel? I can't remember if I said that. I have Alzheimer's. Sorry. They follow that up with a Nevada win. So back to here over the 500 mark. We're 2-1. Lost to the Tar Heels, beating Rhode Island, beating Nevada. Then they have Iowa. Now this one is to be determined on the time, but I'm giving Iowa the one here. I think Minnesota's going to lose. Unless Cade McNamara is worse than John Alcorn, I believe Iowa's good enough to win this one on the road. Defense is going to be stout, of course, once again. And whatever Minnesota throws at Phil Parker, it just won't be enough to get the dub. Over/under might be 2 grand slams and safety here, but here we are. Okay, so Iowa's offense has got a lot to prove, but the defense is going to be elite again. And I just don't think the Gophers have the horses to punch it in. After this L to Iowa, Minnesota is going on the road to Ann Arbor, and that is also going to be an L. Minnesota has just 2 wins over the Wolverines since 1986. Let's extend that. They then come home for USC. Another time to be determined. Obviously, they were in July, so not a lot of times are announced outside of like maybe the first 3 weeks. But this is going to be an L. Gophers get back-to-back weeks of Los Angeles. Even with those Cali teams jumping all over the continent at this point, I think they're both better than Minnesota because when I say back-to-back weeks of Los Angeles, they're at home for USC, but then they got to travel to UCLA. That's also going to be an L. So we're looking at 4 straight losses here. We come back home for 1 here against Maryland. This one I think could be a W. The Terps back end will the Terps back end will be newer, with a little experience. The front 7 is going to be where it's at for them. They also most likely will deploy Billy Edwards at quarterback, who's been behind Talia Tagovailoa for a couple years. This is a 50-50 game in my opinion. I'll bet on Mini, but not by a lot or with too much confidence. Simply home field advantage. And so, yeah, Gophers snap that losing streak and get a dub here. Then they spend 2 weeks away from Minneapolis. They go on the road to Champaign, and we obviously just spoke on this not too long ago, right? They're going to get a dub here on the road. Hold on a second. I just lost my spot. Hold on. Where the hell am I at? All right, hold on a second. Okay. Anyways, W at Illinois. Then at Rutgers, that's going to be an L. Not a far trip. Hold on. All right, hold on. I wrote down the wrong. I confused my damn self. All right. Anyways, excuse me. I fumbled the ball here. All right. So Rutgers returns a lot of key pieces, right? They have Ethan Kaliakmanis, so he's going to be playing his former team, and most likely will suit up versus these guys, his old squad. Somehow that might be an upgrade from Gavin Wimsatt, but I'm going to give the Scarlet Knights the win here. So Minnesota snaps the losing streak, wins 2 in a row, and then we're back on the L train here at Piscataway. Now, we are hosting Penn State. Before we finish out on the road for these guys, Penn State, they're going to be losing the Nittany Lions on senior day. It's pretty simple as that. Then they cap the season finale at Wisconsin. Imagine this, right? The all-time series between Minnesota and Wisconsin is 63, 8, and 62. Or 63, 62, and 8 in favor of the Badgers. With that in mind, the Badgers won from 2004 to 2017. Interesting. Since then, it's been a 3-3. Since then, it's been 3-3. Whiskey won 28-14 in Minnie's house, and they will tack on a second in a row here. So, was it the Paul Bunyan Axe? The Axe Trophy, whatever? That's going to stay with the Badgers and Madison. So, right here, I have the Golden Gophers going. Oh, that one's on CBS right there. I had them going 4-8 and 2-7 in the conference. So exactly the same record as Illinois. So we did 2 teams this week. Neither of them have a winning record, and I'm not trying to sound like so harsh on these guys, or whatever, but they have a lot of work to do, right? It's no secret. Brett Bielema, Illinois. He's 2021, his team did pretty well. They won 8 games, I think, and they had Chase Brown. They could rely on him, told him to rock, and he gashed up Michigan when they played him, almost won. But it's just hard to win there. It's just hard to win there, especially in today's day and age where NIL is such a big factor. And I just don't, for Illinois, they've only won 9 games, like was a one time. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. What was it again? Um, Sorry, they went 10-2 in 2001, like I said, with Ron Turner, right? But they haven't won more than 8 games since 2007, and that was with 9 runs. So I take that back. But either way, I don't think they've won more than 10 after more than once. So that's where I was confusing myself. But it's a tough program to take over and win there. It'd be interesting to see how long Brent Bielema is going to remain there. I think this is going to be year 4 for him after coming back to the Big Ten. Previously spending time in Arkansas, and then with Minnesota. Thankfully there's no more divisions. Well, I won't say thankfully because it's actually it works against these guys. Like with the Big Ten West, like you could be Iowa, you could be Purdue and get to Indy, and now that's just not going to happen. You're basically going to be cannon fodder for a lot of these teams, and unless a transfer portal year happens in like the perfect way, they're not going to. That they will have to upset somebody. You know what I'm saying? So so it's unfortunate if you're fans of these teams or whatever. I guess you're more humble. You're not setting yourself up to be devastated, or whatever. But 4-8 is where I got both these guys. So there's that. So that is going to be our preview for these 2 teams. So like I said, if you guys want to get into this giveaway I'm doing, sign up, man. Get in the description box wherever you watch this. All the links will be there. Get on Twitter. Follow me. Follow the show there. Right. Jump on to the page's YouTube. Comment on any video, the Twitter handle, and boom, you're entered. Simple as that. You can win one of those 2 jerseys. But again, thank you for all of that support. And kind of cool. Looked at the analytics the other day, and we reached another country in terms of listeners. So thought that was really cool. If you guys don't remember, if you guys are new, I think it was sometime last year at the end of the regular season, we picked up a listener from India. So I thought that was really cool, and we got a new country in our analytics, and so that was a nice surprise and pretty cool to see. So, anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Don't know if it'll be like an update video regarding Michigan, or you might just hear me talk about the next 2 teams. Our next 2 teams are going to be Wisconsin and Iowa. So we are elevating our tiers, at least for next week. All right. Go Blue. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.